Hello and welcome to the video about tuning your student's instrument. The first and most important thing is that you should never touch these pegs. Unless you are a trained musician and you know how to work with friction pegs, then you should only ever use the fine tuners down here. Your students' fine tuners might be in these holes on the tailpiece, or they might be a little bit off of the tailpiece like this. These make pretty small adjustments, but they can actually they can make pretty large adjustments if you turn them a lot, but each one little tiny turn doesn't make a whole lot of difference to the pitch, so it is safer to tune the strings that way. If the instrument is so out of tune that the fine tuners won't fix it, then you need to wait until a strings teacher, or me or some other professional string musician can help you tune your student's instrument, because this is something that happens all the time. A well-meaning parent sees that their student's instrument has fallen and they've got this floppy string on here now because heat and cold and humidity and lack of humidity will all affect the wood of your student's instrument, and these pegs are held in simply by friction. That means they're not like geared pegs on a guitar. They just are held in here by the force of the wood pressing onto the peg. So sometimes if the wood expands and contracts and expands and contracts, then one of those pegs might let go and then the string will fall. That's okay. It can be fixed, but it needs to be fixed by somebody who really knows what they're doing, because this is when parents say, oh, I can fix that, and you crank and you crank and you crank, and then all of a sudden, pop, the string breaks. And what could have been a very simple, completely free fix for your instrument now is going to cost you money, because you have to go buy a string to replace it. And very often, shops will not let you buy just the one string that you broke. You are gonna have to buy a set of all 4 strings just to get the one that you needed. So it's way better, even if it's gonna be a little while, to see if you can get a professional to help. Alright, so I've got it back pretty close to tune, so now let's go over the various ways that you can get these strings tuned. So first of all, there is the classic tuner box. You can buy these in any shape, size, color, pretty much. Mine has a metronome and 2 styles of tuner on it. So one style of tuner is a tuner that will listen to your student's pitch and tell you whether or not it is correct. So let me see if I can get everything messed around here. If it blinks sort of yellow, that means I'm too low. If it blinks red and it goes on this side of the tuner, then that means I'm too high. It looks like it's saying that I'm a little bit too high. There we go. So if I'm too high, then I need to take the fine tuner, put this bow down, and turn it to the left towards the lower side of the instrument, and that is going to make the pitch lower. Left lowers the pitch. Clockwise will make the pitch go higher if you are too low. So one style is playing the pitch and having the device tell you whether it is too high or too low. The way that we're practicing in class is matching pitch. So many tuners also have the ability to generate sound for you. So you can put the sound on and have your student play their instrument with the sound and see if they say whether it matches or it doesn't. And if they say it doesn't match, then you alternate between the two. Is it too high? Is it too low? Can you tell which direction your instrument is from the given pitch? And what direction do you have to turn the fine tuner to fix it? So there's that. If you don't want to buy one of these and you want to use a device you already own, like an iPad or a cell phone, I've got a few apps that I've found, free apps, in case you are interested. The first one I'll go over is Instuner, I-N-S-T-U-N-E-R. Sorry, I'm really bad at spelling out loud. This one is available for free on the Apple App Store, and it has both of those functions of listening to the pitch and telling you to tune up or tune down, and it will also generate a tone for you. So let's check my D string now. Alright, it says I have to tune up, so that means righty-tighty, turn it a little clockwise. Oh, now it's mad at me, it says to tune down, so I'll go a little bit left. There we go, it's pretty close to saying got it, so we'll take that. So let's go on to the tone generator part of the app. And this, you'll see a whole bunch of numbers down here which corresponds to how high or low the sound is going to be when you play it. So I've got G selected, which will be my open G string. You might not be able to hear it very well, but if I change the pitch, the octave down here, it gets higher. But neither of those, none of that is our open G string. So the danger here is that if you pick a note that is too high, if you pick the octave that is too high for the string, then you might try to crank it up too far, and you could break the string if you get antsy and you try to use your pegs instead of your fine tuners. So in the description in this video below, I will give you all of the correct octave numbers. So it'll be A4, I believe D3, or D4, G3, and E5. I will check it and make sure I get you the right ones, but in this case, I would play the pitch and see if my G string matches. Sounds a little flat to me. There we go. So the last thing is for those of you who are Team Android. I've got an app on an Android device that will be available to you also for free. This is just called Instrument Tuner. This is a free app. When you click on it, it looks like this. See if I can, there we go, Instrument Tuner, and it's got all of these different instruments on it that are preset with the octaves and everything that you need. So I clicked on violin, and now I think if I press this, it'll play the tone that I need. So it will either play the tone that I need, like your students are used to tuning in class, or we're looking to get that needle to be right up and down in the center. Let's check my E string. Looks a little high, so I'll just turn it just a little bit to the left. Boy, that's pretty darn close. Gosh, I think I'll take it. So we're looking with any tuning device that you get, you should find one that has this visual feedback on it. And you want it to be straight up and down in the middle of the range here. When it is straight up and down, that means you're perfect. If you're to the left, it means you're too low, lower to the left, and right means you're too high. So remember that always use the fine tuners. You turn them left to go lower, or counterclockwise if that helps you. Counterclockwise for lower, clockwise for higher. Righty-tighty, righty-tightening, heightening the string, and left is lowering the pitch. So good luck and happy tuning!